And we're good. So welcome. Welcome to day 2 of Feast for the Soul. It's our 17th year, which is quite extraordinary. And each year we get bigger and we get more beautiful. And this feast is going to be no different. What we're doing is we are co-creating compassionate communities and being with grace and ease. Thank you so much for joining us. It really matters that we're all together in meditation, beaming out love and peace throughout the world. I'm going to now introduce Dr. Jude Currivan to you. One moment, please. And thank you so much for joining us, Jude. It's an absolute honour to have you here. So, Jude, I have to say to begin with, Jude, that you have been a beautiful friend and mentor to me, and I class you as wise counsel. So I'm so delighted that you're with us. Dr. Jude Currivan is a cosmologist, a planetary healer, futurist, and author of 7 nonfiction books, including the bestseller The Cosmic Hologram and The Story of Gaia, which was your latest book, which was released 2022. Jude's a member of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle as well. Since 1998, she's been in ongoing service to our collective and planetary healing, aiming to do so from a perspective that our dysfunctional behaviours and consequential trauma are based on disease of separation, and that such healing is vital for our future potential. In 2017, Jude co-founded Whole World View, which is, I'll put the website in here, to serve the understanding, experiencing, and embodying of unitive awareness, conscious evolution, and transformational change, and underpinned and framed by a universal narrative. So thank you, Jude, most sincerely for being with us. And I pass the mantle over to you.
Thank you, Sue. It's my delight to be here, and congratulations to everyone. Feast for the Soul, what a wonderful way to begin what I'm calling a truly hopeful new era. I sense that this year is going to be extraordinary for many of us, for all of us personally, but also it seems to me collectively. And so to begin the year, literally feast for a feast to nourish and nurture our souls through these 40 days feels perfect. So thank you again for the honor of inviting me to share this wonderful, not just an event. It doesn't feel like an event. It feels like a family gathering. And I love that the theme is for us to come together. You know, there is a view that this is the time for us to wake up, to grow up, to clean up. You know, Sue, you mentioned what I talk about, our collective dis-ease of separation. And as a cosmologist, I'm not going to go all sciencey on us, but, you know, science is now converging with leading edge science is now converging with universal wisdom teachings, with spirituality-based teachings, to share a new story, a story of unity and diversity, a story of wholeness. And so in that regard, we can go beyond the illusion of separation to a remembering that we are each inseparable with the whole world. And so that's what we'd like to really invite you to have a sense of as we go through our meditation this evening today. There's something else too about when we grow up and when we therefore are able to clean up this dis-ease of separation, to literally heal, to remember who we really are, then we can show up. We can show up. We can show up in our communities, and then we can link up and lift up together in compassionate communities. And when we do that, it is easeful, it is graceful, because it comes from within us. It comes from the inner being of our knowing that not only is unity, the unity of our whole world and our universe expressed in diversity, what we're discovering, what the most profound of wisdom teachings tell us, is that not only are we inseparable, but we're also unique. Each and every one of us is unique, microcosm, microcosmic co-creator of this whole wondrous world. And so this is the time as we remember that in our hearts, in the deepest levels of our souls, that this is a time to celebrate, to literally be a feast, a festival of soul, our soul identities, and our being and doing in the world, from this inner being to the outer doing. We have a sort of a mantra at Whole World View. We talk about act local, feel global, and think cosmic. So in the attunement, the meditation I'm inviting us to come together for today, it's based on the breath. And it may seem incredibly simple, and I'm sure that many of us on this call perhaps have meditated for many years. But what I'm inviting on this second day of these 40 days is also a remembering of simplicity. My great hero, Albert Einstein, used to say that the universe, the world, is as simple as it can be, but no simpler. And so I am inviting us all to be reminded of and rehearted of that innate simplicity. That innate simplicity that is the fundamental underpinnings of the whole nature of reality. And yet its simplicity then emerges in glorious abundance. Yes, the unity and diversity, but beyond that, because it is whole, a unity in belonging, to remind and reheart us that we all belong with ourselves, each other, and literally the whole world. And the simplest way, perhaps, of sharing that commonality, that community, that communality, is through our breath. Because I was thinking about this today, perhaps it's the one thing that we all share without exception. We all breathe. When we come into this earth walk, as indigenous wisdom tells us, when we come into this earth walk, when the spiritual beings that we are incarnate in human form, we breathe. It's the first thing we do. We breathe the good air of our beloved planetary home, Gaia. And it's the last thing we do before our spirit returns to its discarnate consciousness and our bodies return to Gaia's embrace. Every moment between that birthing and that passing, we breathe, and we breathe together. It's so simple that we often don't even think about it. And yet what I'm going to invite us, not just in this meditation, but to invite us to become more conscious of our breathing through each of these coming 40 days and beyond, is that truly the breath is, as I'll share a poem at the end of today, our completion today, the breath is life's teacher. The deeper we breathe, the more wholly we breathe, the healthier our bodies are able to be nurtured by our breath. And when we breathe in, we are able to do so because plants breathe out. We breathe in oxygen as plants breathe out oxygen. Our whole planetary home has evolved over billions of years. 4 billion years ago, we wouldn't be able to breathe because the atmosphere was not one of oxygen. It took Gaia, our beloved planetary mother, many, many millions, if not a billion years, to be able to create an oxygen atmosphere that was able then to sustain continuing evolution of her biological children. We're here today because of her adamant evolutionary potential. But our story goes back even further. It goes back to the beginning of our universe, because we're taught at school, I was certainly taught at school, that our universe began as a big bang. We know it wasn't big, but it wasn't a bang. It wasn't born in the implied chaos of a bang. Instead, we now know that it began as an incredibly, exquisitely fine-tuned and ordered first moment of an ongoing, what I call, big breath. So with each breath we take as a gift of our planetary mother, the breath we take is also a gift of our entire universe. And as we breathe, our universe breathes through us in every moment. Its evolutionary impulse from simplicity to ever greater levels of complexity and awareness breathes through us. We are each unique microcosms, co-creators of its ongoing big breath. And so that's what I want to invite us into as an attunement, as a meditation. And so I invite us to just settle into our chairs, to be comfortable. This is about grace and ease. So to please feel comfortable, to feel your back supported, the energetic flow through you and all of us to feel supported. Your feet to be placed square on the floor so that you can really feel yourself balanced. Perhaps hold your hands gently on your knees, easily, effortlessly, without tension. And then perhaps close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let us begin. And this will be about no more than about 12 minutes of a guided visualization and some silence within it. And I will guide us back to this way of being, the rooms that we sit in at the end of this. And then we'll go on with a short poem, and then I'll be with Sue to continue to share our experiences and answer, I hope, any points or questions anyone might have. So in that gentleness, feeling comfortable, feeling supported, eyes closed or gaze gently, gently resting, I invite you to breathe. As you breathe in, sense that you are breathing in a sense of peace. Allow that essence of peace to flow through you, reaching all parts of you. And as you breathe out any sense of concern or stress or tension. So allow the cycles of your breath, the in-breath, hold for a few moments, out-breath, in-breath, and hold for a few moments, and out-breath. Allow the cycles of your breath to gently guide you within, easily, effortlessly, deeper and deeper within, to that place of peace, that place of gentleness within you, a place that knows without doubt, with infinite trust, that you are inseparable from the whole world, and yet you are its unique, glorious, beautiful expression. As you breathe gently and easily in that place, now as you breathe in, sense that you're breathing in the light of the universe, the light of creation, the light of a continuing, evolving, wondrous creation. And as you do so, sense a tiny sphere of that light forming within you at a place midway between your heart and your throat, a place that some refer to as the higher heart or the one heart. I, years and years ago, referred to it as the 8th chakra, the bridge between the personal sense of self and the wholeness of all that is. And now I call it the universe soul heart, the heart of the universe. So I invite you to breathe that light of love, that light of creation. And as you do, it forms a sphere of light within the universe soul heart within you. Gently, easily sense that sphere of light growing with each breath until it becomes a perfect size that you just know is right for you in this moment. It may be very small. It may be the size of a ball. It may encompass you. Whatever size it is, it's perfect for you. And as you breathe into the universal heart, feel the love that our entire universe feels for you. The love that our planetary mother, Gaia, feels for you. Feel that love within you. Breathe it through you. Breathe it through you, deepening that knowing that you are loved, that you have always been loved and will always be loved. And that, in the most fundamental sense, that you are love. And for the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to hold the space for you to continue that simple breathing of love through you. And with each breath, deepening that sense of oneness, of which you are a precious, infinitely valued, infinitely loved aspect and evolutionary partner and co-creative partner of its vast family of life. Now, as you continue to sense that breath, that beautiful, life-affirming breath flowing through you, gently come back into this room. Perhaps you already have your eyes open, but if not, open your eyes and just gently stretch. But as you do, again, I invite you to remember that people breathe, plants breathe, planets breathe, our entire universe breathes. Its big breath began nearly 14 billion years ago and continues to this moment and beyond. And in every moment, it breathes its existence and its evolutionary potential through you, through all of us. And to remember that the ancient wisdom of many, many traditions understood this. The great Vedic tradition of ancient India, the word for breath, prana, is the same word as for spirit. So as these 40 days continue, I invite you to breathe with the awareness of the vastness of a living universe breathing through you. And it doesn't just sometimes do it, it's doing it literally in every breath. Whether you're tending the garden, doing the washing up, even when you're sleeping, continues to breathe through you. And so I'd like to complete our meditation. I'm calling it an attunement, actually, because in meditation we empty ourselves to remember, remind and reheart ourselves of the vastness and the wholeness and the unity of the whole world. But when we attune, we literally are attuning our awareness with its awareness. When we attune, we're able to be open and hear and listen to its wisdom and its invitation as it breathes through us. So this is part of a beautiful poem by a poet, Donna Martin, and it's called "The Breath is Life's Teacher." So again, just to ease into this, hearing and listening of Donna's wisdom about the breath. Your attitude to me, says the breath, is your attitude to life. Welcome me, embrace me fully. Let me nourish you completely. Then set me free. Move with me, dance with me, sing with me, sigh with me, love me, trust me. Don't try to control me. I am the breath. Life is the musician. You are the flute, and music, creativity depends on all of us. You're not the creator nor the creation. We are all part of the process of creativity. You, life, and me, the breath. And she received this wonderful wisdom and the whole poem in meditation. Thank you, everyone.